Hi everyone, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Amber.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And we're coming at it again this week with another movie episode.
Double feature week, guys.
Double feature, I love that.
Witchy double feature, because we just had us a witchy double feature.
We really did. We totally did.
That's how we spent our Saturday.
Yes, it was a great day for it. I'm glad we didn't do it yesterday because holy shit, it was so nice. It was really windy, but it was just want to be outside all the time, all day yesterday.
Yeah, I was really tired. I laid
Oh, you
down.
slept all day?
I had gotten up at like 5 for work, so I fell out for a couple hours, y'all.
So if you watched last week's episode, you know that Tuesday's episode, you know that we just watched Teen Witch, and we were talking all about that. Well, today we're talking about Bewitched, or the magical remake. I'm going with that. Yeah. Magical remake from 2007 or 8?
2005.
2005, okay.
Yeah, with Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell.
Fucking Will Ferrell. Let me be clear before we get started. I'm not necessarily a super huge Will Ferrell fan. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I
didn't used to be.
I fucking hate Elf.
Oh.
Everybody loves Elf. I don't. I want to punch Buddy the Elf in the face. Especially when he's like... Well, I can't. When the spaghetti thing is gross. Yes. I'm like, grow the hell up. Grow the hell up.
Oh,
it drives me nuts.
Well, and I have to say, like, least favorite Nicole Kidman role. Period. Like,
this one.
Well, second, like, Eyes Wide Shut. Nicole Kidman is the only other like erratic kind of character I've ever seen her play. Like. I did not like Isabel.
You didn't?
I did not.
I think
she is not Samantha. She played a good Samantha, but she is not Samantha. Like, Samantha is not as erratic and just, I did not like
and
this
I think
character.
That's the thing. Because she's supposed to not be Samantha. So I think they were trying to go out of their way to make her as opposite of Samantha as possible. So that you realize she's not Samantha. She's playing the role of Samantha.
Well, but I mean, that said, I did not like the character Isabel. I did not like her at all. She was so, like... I'm going to do this, and then her wishy-washiness and her erratic behavior.
I would not be for it.
I just don't like, I love Nicole Kidman. I love Nicole Kidman as a witch. I love Isabel playing Samantha. I don't like Isabel.
I hear you.
Does that make sense, guys? Are you hearing me? I'm glad you're hearing me, because, like, overall, it's a very cute movie. Okay, so let's recap. Maddie has seen this. I've never seen this before today. Just like earlier, she had never seen Teen Witch before today. I have never seen Bewitched, the movie, until now. I've watched the original show. Like, I grew up on Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie and shit like that. But I've never seen this movie.
Well, I will say...
Because I did used to hate Will Ferrell, like, so much.
I will say I think Bewitched is kind of it was the wrong title for this movie. Because it's not a remake of Bewitched. Right. So the whole plot line is Will Ferrell plays this really, like, shitty actor.
Douche nozzle who thinks he, like, hung the moon.
Yeah, literally.
But he didn't.
And he's starring in a new show that's a remake of Bewitched, and they need to
He's trying to revamp his career because he made some shitty-ass movies.
Yes, exactly.
And people hated him.
So they need a Samantha. Well, at the same time, Isabel...
Nobody could.
Yeah, nobody could wiggle their nose.
I am going to try and insert a little doodle when we wiggle our nose.
Am I doing it?
I think so. Like,
watch and subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah. But also, even if we're not doing it, Nicole Kidman wasn't doing it either. Like, there was nothing special she was doing with her nose.
Feel like she was doing it the same way we're doing it.
Exactly, that's my point. Like, if she was doing it,
maybe
like, we are too.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe you think I could do that in front of my mother-in-law, just have a conversation and randomly be like, you think she'd notice?
She'd be like, do you need a tissue?
She'd be like,
your nose
did you just do the Bewitched thing?
That would be funny.
I'd be like, no.
No, I didn't.
Oh, damn, my ear itches.
Oh, God.
Dude, how cringy.
I loved when Iris was like, be careful. And then...
She really
Isabel,
did know.
Right, she really did, but you didn't think she did. Yeah.
But she's like, careful about it.
Right. So he's revamping his career with this show, and she can do the nose thing where no actress could.
Well, yes, and also I just want to say it's quite like, just want to say like she is an actual witch, and she's leaving the witch community, the witch cities, whatever you want to call it, to come into the mortal or human world because she's tired of being a witch. She wants to find love. She wants to find love. And it just so happens that Will Ferrell comes along and he sees her wiggle her nose like a witch because this is Bewitched universe. That's how witches act. You know, wiggle in the nose, wiggle in the ear.
Right.
Bewitched.
And when she wiggled her nose, she wasn't doing anything. Like, her nose itched, but she did the thing. Like, she was about to sneeze. She ends up sneezing.
Right.
And, like, he's all like, oh, my God, she can do the nose thing. And, again, I revert to, like, there wasn't nothing special about what she did with her nose. I just want that to be clear to anyone who hasn't seen the movie. Because that amused the shit out of me. They made such a big deal about, like, other ladies couldn't do it in the, you know.
Can people... Is that, like, a thing people can do? Can some people not do it?
I don't think you can not do it. That's why it was so funny to me that they had all those ladies not be able to do it in the screenings.
Well, it's almost satire.
Yeah, it is. It's super funny. For me, that was a huge piece of the humor that none of these actresses could do the thing, and then he's in the library or in a bookstore and she pulls a book out and she's about to sneeze and he sees her. Like, he doesn't even see her whole face. He just sees her nose through the books.
Right, and so she wiggles her nose right before she sneezes, and he's like, holy shit, we can't find anybody that can do that, but you can. Do you want this role?
Want to be an actress.
And she's like, no. She doesn't understand.
Right, she's not new to this world. Yeah. And she is looking for love, and so he ends up saying, I need you. And she's like, oh, you need me? Oh, this is a different story.
It's serious.
She does. She misunderstands completely. Mm-hmm. And, it's kind of cute and it's kind of not, because partly I go, you obviously know you don't get what's going on here, but you just keep trucking along anyway and then being disappointed with the results.
She's definitely a ditzy character, but I think she's that way I think that was the way the writers portrayed someone who doesn't know anything about this world.
Well, but my point is, like, you don't know anything about this world, but she doesn't try to learn about this world. Mm-hmm. She just goes forward without trying to learn, knowing that she doesn't know how to operate in this world and still expecting things to go the way she wants them to.
Well, I think that comes with being a witch and having everything go exactly how you want it to go. Because that's what she needs to, learn is not the case.
Which one thing, okay, so I'm glad you brought up the way you want it to go. I found fault with, she couldn't figure out how to do the chords herself, but she made it happen magically. But wouldn't she have to know how they went without magic to be able to do it magically? So ergo, wouldn't she have been able to do that on her own?
Maybe in real life. Maybe in real life. Well, but I like this movie. I actually really like this movie.
Oh, I'm not disliking this movie. We always talk about the magic in a movie
I think if it came to real magic, assuming real magic could do something like that, yes.
Right.
But, that's what I would think.
So is it that she's just so frustrated having to do it as a person? And maybe that's what you're supposed to understand, but it felt like she didn't know how to do it on her own, but with her magic she did. And, from a standpoint of real magic, you have to understand how the outcome works to make it happen. And I did find fault with, you're making her not know how to do the chords, but then with her magic, she does know how to do the chords. No, I thought it was a super cute movie. I'm not picking it apart, but I didn't like her as a character. I didn't like Isabel's character. She's too erratic for me. Like you said, I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody like that.
Her friends are really funny, though.
I love Nina.
Hilarious. Nina was great.
So and then great. I don't know the neighbor's name.
I don't remember the neighbor's name. She's played by a Broadway singer. She's great. She sings a version of Maybe This Time on Glee, and I actually fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Maybe this time. Yeah. I'll Google her name because she's so well known.
I was gonna say I recognize her from other things. I feel like she's the sister in Four Christmases.
Yes, she is.
I thought she was the sister in Four Christmases. That is predominantly what I know her as. Like, I'm trying to remember. Is she
we totally did not write down the cast.
Because like there was so few of the important people. Like I wrote down Samantha / Isabel, Darren / Jack, Endora / Iris, who is Shirley MacLaine, and that Isabel's father is played by Michael McCain, because so often I fuck up like the easy ass ones, so I didn't want to fuck up Shirley MacLaine's name because she is a queen, and I didn't want to fuck up Michael Caine's name because motherfucker's a king.
So her name is Kristen Chenoweth.
Chenoweth.
Okay. So let's talk about this guy's name, Jason Schwartzman. Do you recognize him? Because I feel
he's in so much stuff.
His last name is so funny. I love it.
Schwartzman?
It like rolls off the tongue. Schwartzman. It reminds me of that one 80s movie, Spaceballs. The Schwartzman be with you.
The Schwartz be with you. God, I love Spaceballs.
Yeah, it's good.
Spaceballs is so good. This is not about Spaceballs, but that movie.
No, but I actually really enjoy this movie, and I get it.
Cute.
I get it to an extent. Being in a relationship with someone who is not of the craft, who is maybe freaked out by the craft a little bit. Yeah, men really do be acting that way when you tell them
I was so hurt that this motherfucker, they go through all this like turmoil up and down, and then she finally is comfortable enough to tell him that she is a witch, and he's like not taking her seriously, and then he is freaked out by it. And then, after she is going to go away because she's gone through so much turmoil over him being freaked out by her being a witch, when she's finally been comfortable enough with him to tell him. And then he's all like, oh, but you gotta learn to live between the two worlds. That is where she was at before you fucked it up. Yeah, like, I just want to hit Will Ferrell's character for 90% of this movie.
I feel like that was done on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. Yes. Oh, totally.
Totally.
Yeah. It's a visceral feeling that you get. Like, we talked at the beginning about how neither of us are huge Will Ferrell fans. Now, like, I am now, but I didn't used to be. Before Stranger Than Fiction, I was not a Will Ferrell fan. So, like, I haven't felt this way about Will Ferrell in a very long time before watching this movie. So I'm like, unfamiliar with the wanting to punch Will Ferrell in the face feeling.
So
for a while.
For me, I think this movie has two really... I don't know if it's life lessons or two, like, things that make sense to me as a witch in a modern world. One would be the, sharing with your partner that you're a witch, and hopefully they don't freak the fuck out. Thankfully, it is 2023, and we got a lot of witches that are like, I'm a witch, I don't give a fuck, and if you're going to ask me out, you're probably going to know I'm a witch, because it's a big part of my life.
Right, yeah, you're going to know prior to getting involved with it.
And around the 2005 area time, as opposed to 2023, right. I feel like a lot, it was very different with being open out of the broom closet. Mm-hmm. And I feel I agree. That's happened to many witches where they're like, by the way, I'm a practicing witch, and they freak the fuck out. Men and women, vice versa.
And the thing is, I would imagine, because I think you're completely right, and I would imagine in those circumstances, like, for you to get to the point that you're even willing to tell them, you think that they're going to be okay with it based on how they've dealt with other previous situations. Right. So when they don't react well, it's that much harder.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And then it comes to the point where Isabel had to question, well, am I going to stay with someone that doesn't like me for me? Because when you're a practicing witch, and I don't mean somebody who dabbles, I mean a practitioner, witchcraft is, and a witch is who you are.
It is a part of your life.
Everyday life.
You've got altars throughout your house. You've got spells working throughout the house. You've got borders with things. You've got sigils on things.
You are embracing it.
Right. And your partner, they need to respect it so as to at least, if nothing else, not mess with those things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And if you're going to have someone being condescending or shitty or making snide comments, why? You know what I mean? So I do feel like it was theatrical and dramatized for movies in Hollywood, but I do think that's a real thing that some witches do end up going through, and it actually really sucks. It really sucks, you know. They call it coming out of the broom closet.
Well, and it's funny because I was just about to say, like, you know, as I listen more to some LGBTQ podcasts and things like that, like, the things they talk about, I hear an overlap with the things you and I talk about that we have to overcome. And I mean,
it's called coming out of the broom closet.
Exactly, for a reason, yes, because you truly are coming out. And when somebody outs you, that's not cool.
No,
bro.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up because, like, you have to deal with it in every facet of your life. Like, I hated it when people from the community outed me at work. Like, that's not for you to do.
No,
like, you don't know what I tell the bosses. Like,
well, unfortunately, we live in like a Abrahamic religion dominated world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Too.
And if you're not a part of an Abrahamic religion, then people assume you're part of a bigger religion like Hinduism or I mean maybe Buddhism. You know what I mean?
Right.
But definitely not Wicca or pagan.
Right.
But we're moving into that where people are becoming more, you know, that's why you see the difference. Another thing.
And honestly, it's movies like this that help that be more mainstream.
Right, exactly.
Because it puts something that nobody thinks about out there in the public eye.
Well, and another thing that
even if they're doing it in a dramatized way.
Right. And another thing that was very real to me in that one, I've never dated a witch. I've always been the witch. But when his uncle was like, or I'm sorry, not his uncle, the uncle was like, you're dating a witch and weird things happen now. That's true. That is so true.
That is so true. That is so
like,
true.
I mean, my shit has happened to my husband that never used to happen.
Well, and I won't lie, like, I am going to rewatch the Bewitched series now because I totally forgot about Uncle Arthur's character at all. I think it's hilarious that Steve Carell played him. But I also loved how they really tried to find people outside of Will Ferrell, because I don't think Will Ferrell looked like either of the Darrens personally. But otherwise, a lot of the people that played characters looked like the original actors. Like, I think Shirley MacLaine was a great pick for Endora. Like, as Iris playing Endora. But still, like, Shirley MacLaine, the actress, was a great visual for the actress that originally played her in Bewitched, the show. And I think, like, Nicole Kidman, fucking amazing for Samantha. Like,
well, Nicole
honestly,
Kidman is a
face.
witch. I mean,
well, yeah, for real. Like, absolutely.
Like,
and I think that is why I do not like her as these erratic characters that don't have control over themselves. But I also did not like... I understand what you're saying with, like, they did it dramatized for a reason to show she's in a world she's not used to. But I didn't like how she's supposed to be this powerful witch who doesn't even have a control over herself.
You know, I
didn't like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The movie is so over the top in a good way. In my
it's
opinion.
So cute, guys.
But
if you haven't seen it, you should. Like, if you don't like Will Ferrell, so you haven't watched this movie, either go ahead and watch this movie because you're supposed to fucking hate him anyway, or watch Stranger Than Fiction so you start liking Will Ferrell, and then watch this movie because it's super cute and, like, it's got a great fucking cast. Like, it has a great cast.
It's over the top.
It's got David Allen Greer.
It's over the top in a Broadway sense. You know, in my head, when you go to Broadway or to a play or a theater, they're always much more dramatic.
It's very theatrical.
Yes. It's always much more dramatic because it's like, you want to make sure that people in the back can see that you tripped ridiculously as opposed to, like,
well, and I think, like,
TV screen.
I honestly think that, like, so 2005, I don't know if Stranger Than Fiction was out yet. I think they might have also been playing off of Will Ferrell as a character who, in every role he did up until then, he was over the top, over dramatic, too much comedy, too much physical comedy. And so, like, if you're playing on that and playing on the fact that people fucking hated Will Ferrell, because think about it.
I did.
They hated Jack Wyatt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they fucking did.
Like, I feel like they were playing off of a lot of things about Will Ferrell as a character. You know what I mean?
Will Ferrell
because he is hard to like. Like, if you like him, you don't understand what we're talking about. But if you don't like him, you fucking get it.
I classify Will Ferrell in the same comedy sense as Adam Sandler. Very hard to like, in my opinion. There are some
I love Adam Sandler.
I like Adam Sandler. I like his
I don't
less.
think he's hard to like.
I don't like his 90s shit.
Well,
Billy
I
Madison
up with that shit, though.
Well, I did too, and it's just when I was a kid, I was like, oh my god, and then I grew up, and I'm like, I'm gonna slap the shit out of this.
Oh, I can't watch Happy Gilmore anymore.
I know.
Well, not Happy Gilmore.
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. I tried to watch Billy Madison, and I was like,
I want to watch Happy Gilmore. I have watched it with my husband.
I don't know if I can watch The Waterboy.
Oh, I can't watch The Waterboy. That shit is so dumb. Like, I mean, it was funny when I was a kid, and now it's
I can still watch 50 First Dates, but that is not a typical
No, it's not. Role. You know, his newer
Drew
stuff is cool. Also, I can't.
I don't like
Jim Carrey.
That much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jim. Your comedy's not funny anymore.
I was never a huge Jim Carrey fan outside of In Living Color. And again, that's more of I was an In Living Color fan and Jim Carrey was on In Living Color.
I liked, I mean, I used to. Dumb and Dumber's really
I did like Dumb and Dumber. My literal first date was to go see Dumb and Dumber with a group of friends. I was like 11 or 12 years old, and he was like one of the only dudes I ever dated that was shorter than me. And we went to see Dumb and Dumber for our first date.
It was funny, and then I rewatched it, and I'm like, stop.
Oh no, my husband loves that movie. I've seen it so many times.
Dude, when he fucking throws the salt over his shoulder.
I like, you know, he's been pissing in the jars and he gives it to the cop.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Dude,
I mean, I say I don't like it.
You know what movie? Speaking of Will Ferrell, I actually really do love him in Superstar. That movie's fucking hilarious.
Hate that movie. I like What's
You
Her
hate
Face,
that movie?
but
It's so
I
funny.
watched it so many times, but Will Ferrell rubbed me so wrong back then. I would watch it because of her, but I hated Sherry O'Terry and Will Ferrell on SNL.
Is Sherry O'Terry the blonde?
She's the little one. She's not blonde. Well, I don't think you'd classify her as blonde. Sherry O'Terry was one of the cheerleaders in the SNL skits with Will Ferrell, and I'm pretty sure she's in the movie too. She's not the girl that does the armpit thing.
No.
Well, I don't know why I keep doing that. Probably because I don't want to be.
Parent Trap, is she?
I highly doubt that she's in a Parent Trap movie. Sherry O'Terry, it's Cheri, I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. But she's one of the SNL characters that does.
Is she in Superstar?
I'm pretty sure she's in the movie. If she's not in the movie, she's one of the SNL characters that created the movie. Like, I'm almost positive she's in the movie. Like, I'm not 100%, but it's been so long since I've seen it. But like cringe comedy, you saw me watching. I
love it.
Physically pains me, y'all. Maddie saw me like sliding down my couch.
It's my favorite part because it's so bad. Like I like Superbad for that exact reason.
Now I do like Superbad, but not for that exact reason. Although I did reference the whole like period stain thing.
Oh my god, dude.
Somebody that watched that live brought it up to me in real life, and I was like, you're not allowed to bring my lives up to me in real life. That's not cool.
Well, and I think that
I hope y'all got that joke. Thank you. I was like, nobody's laughing.
I think it makes sense as to why I like it more than you like it, and that's because I do love cringy comedy. I love it when people are so stupid. And I love secondhand embarrassment comedy.
If the two main characters didn't rub me so wrong, also, it might be easier to handle. Like, I love her when she's being Samantha.
See, they're really flawed characters.
But that's not a huge piece of it. But flawed characters don't bother me. It's literally Nicole Kidman playing an erratic character. I don't like the way she does it. I really don't like, and you can call Jillian from Practical Magic an erratic character, but she's more chaotic than erratic.
Yeah, more chaotic than erratic, I think.
Like, I don't like the erratic.
She's pretty erratic.
But I don't like the erratic energy when Nicole Kidman's doing it. Like, I just don't like when she's doing that, apparently, because there's only 2 characters, like I said, that I would say she does that I've seen. And I don't like her, and, like, I don't like either of those characters. Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut?
No.
It's really fucking weird. Yeah.
No, I have not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. But, like, it's almost like she channeled the Eyes Wide Shut energy when doing Samantha, Isabel. So that makes it kind of weirder. Maybe. If you've seen both movies, you get that. But I don't know, like, I don't dislike the movie. I dislike the characters. And that's a huge difference because it's a cute-ass movie. Like, I just don't like the characters. Like, but you're not supposed to like Jack. You're not. And he even points out, like, nobody gives a shit about Darren.
Nobody gives a shit about... He's like, they recast him twice in the fucking movie.
Nobody noticed. And it's true.
Because
they did.
Darren wasn't the main character. It was all about the witch.
But in this show, because Jack is trying to revamp his career, Darren's supposed to be like the main character. That's where a lot of the conflict comes from, is him making Darren the main character and Samantha secondary. And when Isabel finds that out, she's like, oh, I am pissed.
Look, I'm going to say something controversial and you probably won't agree. But can we just talk about for a minute how kind of sexist Bewitched was, the original one, as well as To Dream of Jeannie? Like,
well, I Dream of Jeannie is definitely sexist. He has a genie at his disposal.
I know, like, that was a sex thing, guys. Like, they're like, oh, the women won't get it. You know, they'll go right over her head. And I'm pretty sure there's scenes where she's got, like, cuffs on at some point. And she's wearing her outfits, like...
Look, y'all, I kind of wanted to be I Dream of Jeannie.
They're like, the women won't notice. The women...
I did. I wanted to be I Dream of Jeannie.
No,
I watched that shit growing up. Now, I don't remember... Well, okay, so... Bewitched was sexist because the men on the show were
wanted
sexist.
Her to stop
but she herself... was like empowering for women because she was kind of like, sure, Darren.
Actually, you say it that way and it makes me feel like, okay, she kind of represented women in that world because Darren's like, can't you tone it down?
Right, and she was like, sure, I'll tone it down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Right, right.
But I Dream of Jeannie, I have a million times thought about how, like, oh,
how
that
was
a male fantasy.
That?
Like,
that was a male fantasy.
It was, but also, like...
Like, no, for real. Dude.
I want to be her. I will live in that little lamp. It's so cushy in there. I have a picture, like, there, like, the lamp, like, inside where she lived, like, that was a whole set that they had built.
I'm pretty sure she was his slave, right? Or
yeah, well, he was her master.
Motherfucker. Like,
I'm pretty sure she called him master.
I'm pretty sure she did too.
God, wow. And he always acted like she was like such a hard thing to put up with.
He's like,
fuck you guys.
Oh my God, that's Dom and Brat on fucking TV.
Wow.
Wow, they got kinky. Subtly.
Way to go, guys! I take back all the bad shit I just said. I am impressed that you got away with that in like 1960s TV.
They're like, no one will notice.
Round of applause, standing ovation.
Because that's really what it is.
That is, yeah. I mean, really, because he's her master, and like she'll like sneak in his pocket and like cause trouble, and he's like, oh my God.
Wait, note to self: sneaks like small thing like. Sneaks into pocket.
That's a male fantasy.
I know, and causes like some issues.
Right? Like
write that down. Write that down. Right?
Like I have a meme in my phone that I just keep not sharing on Amber is the Color because I'm like, that is a bit. I'm pretty sure I downloaded that just to send to my husband. And it's about like when she's pocket sized, so you just pick her up.
Oh my God.
I'm tiny, guys. I'm not pocket sized, but we joke because my husband's oversized. So, you know, whatever. I dream of genie fantasies. What can I say?
Oh my goodness.
Like, I always wanted to be her for Halloween, and my mom was like, too sexual.
I get that.
My mom knew. My mom watched it.
She watched it because she wasn't stupid.
Yeah,
like they thought people were.
Right. No, she knew Samantha was a bad bitch, and she knew Jeannie was man, that.
I don't know. I know.
I ain't trying to say bad things about I Dream of Jeannie because I love I Dream of Jeannie.
So, rating this movie, what would you give it out of 10? I'm going to say 6.5.
Oh, I was going to say 6.
Yeah. Okay, 6.5.
6.5. I can agree with that 100%. It's not bad. I didn't dislike it at all. I dislike Will Ferrell's character, which you're supposed to, so you know, it's 100%. It's just like, that's new for me because I've enjoyed him for like a decade now. So I was like, oh God, I just want to fucking hit this guy. Because it really upset me, that whole thing where, you know, he did the thing. But like, I loved all the little magic. Like from the get-go, they give you magic. She pops out this for sale sign in front of the house.
Oh, I did love that opening.
And then like, it's an open house. And then it's this. And then all of a sudden, there's a fucking realtor there to sell her the house.
I love it.
And they're like, yeah, she's like, I need your, not contracts, I need your references. And so then now all of a sudden a no references sign pops down.
That was so much fun.
And now she's got a house and she opens the garage and it's empty and she closes it and opens it again and now there's a car inside. And it's just like all this cute little shit. Just
like
right
fun
off
magic.
the bat. Yes. And it is fun. It's a fun fucking movie. I really enjoyed it. I did not enjoy certain characters, but that's okay because Nina is amazing. That girl goes from 0 to 100.
She's like, you don't want to put a hex on him? Then what
like,
do you
we'll
want to
just
do?
burn the studio down.
She's
we'll
like,
just burn his trailer down.
I have this taser. Bitch! Like,
right? Like,
she's like,
we will tase him.
We can
like,
electrocute him.
I mean, did you hear her saying they should burn his trailer down?
Yeah,
the first
she was nuts,
like,
dude.
Fucking just ready to get him. And then the neighbor's like, well, okay, I'll go along with it. Really? You will?
Like her
You'll just go
thing,
along with this crazy shit?
Her next thing was like, we could get him electrocuted. There's a lot of wires around here. Bitch was like wanting to physically mime him.
Right? Okay, so here's my thing. This movie needed some montages. Some montages could have built up some of the shit that they just threw out there. Like, the neighbor comes over for the first time and they are best friends all of a sudden. They are just right off the bat, they are best friends. No, they meet, they're cool. Now you have some montages of like coffees and teas and dancing and whatever, and now they can be super close friends. Like, don't give me that. I hate that.
Jump in immediately.
Right, yeah. Nina's her assistant for one day, and she's talking about, we'll burn his trailer down. He's such a dick to you. Whoa!
I love
we'll
it though.
Tase him.
Yeah, we'll tase him. That is so funny.
Aunt Clara falls down the motherfucking chimney, out of the chimney, into a chair with a bag of doorknobs.
Right, I know. I was
okay. And Isabel's like, shh, they don't know I'm a witch. Bitch just fell down the goddamn chimney. They know now. And they didn't catch it. That's what kills me.
It's fucking what's her name?
Oh, La Befana. She would be a perfect La Befana. I feel like I should know who that woman is, but I don't. Not La Befana, but the actress that played Aunt Clara. I don't know who she is, but I feel like I should recognize her.
I Googled her and I did not know either. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, it was a great cast in the movie. I loved the little bits of magic. And the way that, like, it just, like, she could rewind stuff that she didn't like how it turned out. Because,
I wish.
You know, like, it comes to a point where, like, they do this spell to hex him, like Maddie said. And he is now obsessed with Isabel. He's fucking obsessed with Isabel.
Don't cast
He is obsessed.
Spells.
Exactly. And, like, Isabel doesn't like the outcome because she's like, you don't like me for me.
Just like in our last episode.
Just like in Teen Witch. That's right. So she rewinds everything. And she goes about it a different way. And she gains his respect.
Yep.
Which is super cool. But then that's when she tells him, after they've, like, got a super good relationship going, she tells him the truth. And it's, like, disappointing. He's disappointing. And then he misses her because, like, once you get a witch, you can't go back to any old bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, literally.
Trademark.
I know. I'm trying to think of something that rhymes.
Right?
I know we're both like, hold on.
Well, I moved on to something else and I'm like, can I think of something that rhymes with that?
I know. I'm like, once you go witching,
everyone else is no longer bitching. I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
Oh, everyone's bitching until you go witching.
I'm like,
no.
Once you go flying,
there is no denying. A witch is what you've been desiring.
I know. We just cast a spell.
Yeah. On Pedro Pascal to be our internet daddy.
I sent you
the
fucking
candle. The candle.
Like,
we gotta get
get that
Pascal
shit.
candle. You gotta be our internet daddy because, like, we just cast a spell on you. Ooh, you're bewitched.
Ooh.
Oh, but I'm just roll credits. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Well, and if you want to see that woo witchy thing that we just did, you should like and subscribe
on our YouTube.
Our YouTube.
Yes.
We are at Witches Talking Tarot on YouTube, and we are at 89 subscribers as of right now. 11 away from our goal of 100.
Yes, we're almost there, guys. With your help, we'll get there. And the more you comment or anything like that, the more it helps us, so we appreciate it. And speaking of, you can find us on the other socials, like any podcast platform you want, we're on. But you can also find us on Twitter at Classiest Witches and Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot.
And hey, Melissa.
Hey, yeah.
We are on Patreon as well.
Yes, Witches Talking Tarot.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and sitting with us, Belle. I hope you liked the movie.
Yeah, it was so cute.